Hey everyone, welcome to our Team Power Blast call for September 20th, 2016. So glad to have you all on here. We're doing part two here. We've been talking about video apps and creating tools that we could use to create videos to post onto our social media, especially Facebook and probably Instagram, because Facebook owns Instagram, loves to share they just love to share the video. It seems to extend a lot more, to reach a lot more people. I have no idea. Now, I won't say that every video I posted has reached, incredible amounts of people. But I have noticed that my video posts, especially if you have a like page, and I think we've talked about that in the past, but if you have a like page, you can kind of look at some of those insights of where, who's looking at your videos and how far how many people are being reached and served by those. And they seem to be a little bit more than like just a photo, and a lot more than just doing text. So why not learn a few things that you can do with your videos, especially if you're videotaping something. Maybe you're we're doing Beachbody stuff, so a lot of us go in and we just videotape little exercise moves that we're doing. And I know a lot of you are using some other apps for that, but maybe you want to put together just something that doesn't have a collage feel to it, but maybe you can overlay some text, but maybe you have some bloopers in there, or maybe you have, where you're just wanting to string together a few different moves and blend it together into one video. That's what I'm going to show you tonight on my on phone. We're going to use a program called iMovie. Now, there's probably an equivalent iMovie type of app for the Android users, but I know that iMovie is an Apple product, so it comes with the iPhone. And so you're going to see how to use that particular app with this. So I don't know if all of these things will apply. I'm going to give you that disclaimer. Welcome, Chris. Glad to have you on here. And by the way, shout out to Chris, who just got posted on the Beachbody blog for a success story. Hammer and Chisel, 21-day fix extreme, down 42 pounds. He's down more pounds than that now, but when his story went live, that's it. And he keeps going, taking names, you name it. So just jumped in here. I know that we aren't panning the camera toward him, but if I went and clicked over here and went spotlight video, you will see Chris live there, just giggling and so happy and so pumped. Okay, and got to do a gun show. Okay, I'm spotlighting it back to me because this is the Perry show. This is not the Chris show. No way. No, very, very soon this guy will be hosting his own, but way cool, and congrats on that. Guy won $500. Another winner on this group is on our call tonight is Dave Eubanks. He won $500 for his 22-minute hardcore a few months ago. So that's way, way awesome too. All right, so let's get to the training tonight. We're going to talk about iMovie. I need to go in and share my screen here, and I think I've got to hit some settings that it probably just turned off after I got to blabbing for a bit. So let's see here if I can get this up here. Okay, I see my phone. You guys don't see it yet. That's okay. Let me click share screen and see if I can get it there. And somebody will give me one of those awesome thumbs up when they can see my, there we go. All right, so way cool. Now let me come here. I need to just move this to the sidebar just so for the recording. If you guys have any questions or anything as we go, let me see if this will work. Okay, I can get everybody over on the side for the recording. You probably see a background. You probably can see me swiping and stuff like that. The one thing you will not see, and I'll try to do my best at giving you verbal cues, is you won't see where I'm actually clicking and tapping. I looked for an app to show me, to show where the taps and the swipes were for a phone, so it would just like highlight those. And there really isn't an app out there for that. So if you want to make millions of dollars, create that app. But I'm going to go over, we're going to use a program called iMovie. It's the one with the star on it. It's in the second row here. And I'm going to click that. And basically with iMovie, what you're going to do, you can see I've made a few video projects. You've either taken some pictures on your phone or you've taken some video on your phone. I'm going to recommend when you do videos, rotate your screen sideways like that to take your video. When you do videos, it just shows up better on different screens. You can crop it a little bit easier. And I think it just shows up that way. But I know it's very, very easy to have it straight up and down like this. And for today's video, just because of where the tools are in this program, in the way I know how to edit, I'm going to leave it up and down. But this program will work in the side orientation like this or the up orientation that way. It's just that the tools just kind of shift around. All right, so to create a new project, what we're going to do is click the plus sign. You get a new screen here, and you're going to click create a movie. Now you can create a trailer, which is kind of a little highlight reel of some sort. I'm not going to take you into that because we don't need the fancy schmancy stuff. We're just wanting to make it simple, create a video, get it out there on social, and not spend 24 hours making a feature film here. So we're going to click on movie, the word movie, and then we're asked what to import. Now you see some of the images that we did for last time's video, or last week's team call. And these are just images that I'm showing. So I'm going to click on the top button that says media, and I'm going to click on the category that says video, because I just want to see where my videos are. And I'm going to click on recently added. And I've got a lot of them. And what I'm wanting to do here, I'm going to just create a little mini collage of some different exercises. I could go through and find ones that are just based on core and stuff like that. But what you can do is you can click on one. You can see it get highlighted in yellow. And you can click the play button to see what is that video about. Oh, it's about these little lunges and a little thing there. And actually, it's probably is it playing some music for you guys? No, okay, it's playing some music for me. I've already edited these things, but I'm gonna show you how to drop the audio out of that yourself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click a check mark there, and I'm going to scroll down, and let's see. I've got others here. Perry's always turning the camera on himself here. I'm going to click this one. This one's, I'm going to click that one, and I'm going to click one other. Let's see. I'm just going to choose 3 of them. Push-ups, lunges. Let's see if this was power and hammer. Okay, so chisel, hammer and chisel one. So I've selected all of them. You can see I've hit the check marks on a few of them, and I'm going to click on create movie. And what this will do, it automatically goes to, and it shows your preview at the top, and then on the bottom it's called a timeline, and that's where we're going to do our editing. So the top is kind of like what our final movie's looking like, or it's coming together. But the bottom part is the timeline. And what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the little timeline, and you can see I'm going back in time. This is called scrubbing or scrolling. But I'm going to go all the way. You can see I'm getting through all of the things. You can see that each one, as I go through each move, each video, there's a little bit of a transition that happens. iMovie likes to put transitions in there automatically for you, but I'll show you how to change those in a little bit. So for this particular one, I've got a few moves in here. This one's going, and this one's going for like some X jacks or something like that. I just want this first move. So I want to cut out this last scene here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the point where I want to stop. Like, oh yeah, I like it there. And I'm just going to click once on the clip, and you'll see that, do you see that little yellow rectangle that went around it? That lets me know that I've selected that. And when I select it, I'm given some tools at the bottom. I can delete it. I can duplicate it. I can detach the audio from it, but I'm going to actually split that clip because I want to keep the first half of it, and I'm going to get rid of the second half. So I'm going to click on split, and you will see it split into 2 pieces. Clip 1 and the next clip. And that second clip I'm wanting to get rid of. So I'm going to just click once on that. I get my tools at the bottom. I'm going to click on delete. Boom, it's gone. Okay, so I've got that. And then maybe the next one, this was a little movie that I had a really cool intro on. I'm just wanting to show people how to use these little sliders for a little ab move here. So I'm just going to go scroll a little bit far enough to show how I can do that from my knees. Okay, right from there. So right about there, you can see I'm moving my finger along and just kind of stopping right at the frame that I want to start. I'm clicking once, so I don't move it, clicking split. I'm coming back to that first clip that I don't want, and I'm clicking once on it, and I'm clicking delete. With me so far? Okay, so far, going from one move, going to this next move, and maybe I just want to do a couple reps on it. It's not really a long clip anyway, but right after I get to there, I'm going to click there, split it again, delete the second one. Okay, so there's that. Now a little power move. Oh my gosh, that guy is Hercules. All right, so maybe I want to start it right there where I'm good posture, shoulders are back, looking good. I'm going to split, and I'm going to click that first one and delete it. Boom, squat, press, boom, reset. Okay, and now I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm going to split that one. And I think I'm going to get rid of the rest. So I'm just going to delete that. Now let's pretend I'm like, oh, I deleted that. If I want to go back and put that back in there, I can hit this little hook arrow. It's right below the big preview at the top. And that's actually an undo arrow. So I could undo the last move. And I could actually click that and undo many times to go back into my project. Another thing I can do, let's go through, and I'm going to delete that again, is let's say this one, maybe I'm like, oh, I wish I was a little bit longer. I can click on it, and do you see there's kind of that thick yellow bar on the right side? I can click with my finger and hold on that right bar and drag the clip longer. And so it just adds back in the same clip. So it's not gone forever. Maybe I wanted 2 presses on that one. Boom. Okay. And I'm going to click there and split and delete the last part. So that's the way that goes as far as putting 3 clips together. But you know what? I've got these lunges and this press. I don't know if I want this little slider thing. I'm kind of like in the lunge and press sort of theme here. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to move this clip, this power press one. I want to move this clip in front of this one, and it's super simple to do. All I do is I click once on the clip, and actually I'm holding with my finger, and you can see it kind of hovering around, and I can drag it to wherever I want it to go. Drop it, and boom. Now it comes after this one. Nice little press, nice little press. And then, you know, the slider one just isn't doing it for me. So I want to add something different in there. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to add a different move in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this plus sign, and I can go back into videos, and I can add in a different video if I want. Let's see. It's kind of crazy, but I'm going to bring in that one I did before. And actually, I'm not even going to bring in the first one. You see how it highlighted in yellow? I'm going to actually click right on the very front thick bar, and I'm dragging it around to where I'm only going to introduce the plyo jump part. I click the plus sign, and boom, it goes in there. And actually, that little plyo jump, I want at the end. So I'm going to click and hold on that one, float it around, and go boom. So now, if I were to play my video, goes through a few times. And actually, I only want it to go through a couple times. Let's see. Try it again. 1, 2, And then I'm going to split and delete the second half and go into the second one. Press. Boy, it took a while for that guy to go to the next one. Must be lifting some heavy weights. Boom. And lifting a couple times. So it's about a 30-second video. That'll extend pretty well. Now, you guys can't hear this, but this is all filled with a bunch of sound. And so what I can do is I can click once on the clip, and at the bottom, you've got different tools. Now, the little scissors means that's your little editing, your cutting, your clipping. But if I click on the sound tool, which is the one in the middle, it will give me the audio for that. Maybe I'm going to bring that down, and I might add in a different audio track later on. Or I might record my voice or something like that and add it in there. So I'm going to do that for each one. I'm just going to click on each clip, bring the audio down, and I'm going to do that with the last one too, and bring the audio down. So it's a silent film, so to speak. Perry is never silent. So that middle clip to me seems a little bit long. So press, boom, boom. And I'm going to splice that one. That's where I click that little scissors one, click split, delete the second one. Okay, so it's even a shorter 20-second video. Now we can do some other things here. In between that first one, it kind of jumps from one scene to the next, boom, to the next one. Do you see that little square that's right here, right in the middle there? That little square is for transitions. And there's some built-in transitions. That's going from one scene to the next. Now, just leaving it the way I have it is what's known as a jump cut. But I can actually click on that once, and I'm given choices of different transitions down at the bottom. There aren't a whole ton of transitions, but one I kind of like to do pretty much is the dissolve one. So now you can see when it goes there, it will kind of dissolve, kind of fades into the next move instead of jumping and going down. And that next one kind of went that way. So I'm going to actually click on that middle square, do another dissolve, and it should just nicely. And I don't know if you could see that. At any time I can hit something and kind of just slide my thumb back along the timeline there and go and rewind. I'm not hitting a rewind button at all. I'm just holding my thumb down. I could probably show you on my little screen here. I'm just actually just holding my thumb down and sliding it back and forth, okay? Now, there's some other things. If you want that little wild, goofy factor, you can do a few fun things with this. One of the things that you can do is down in the very bottom, there's a little cog wheel. It's like a little settings wheel. And you can click on that, and you can actually choose some themes for this. And you can actually turn on some theme music. But I'm going to give you a little hint. Facebook, even though this is royalty-free music built into iMovie, Facebook will block your video. It will give you a warning that you're using copyrighted music for whatever reason. So one thing you can do is export your video, go over to YouTube and actually use some of YouTube's royalty-free music, because you can do that. I'm not going to show you that tonight. And then you can go and download it and post it to Facebook and whatever. I am going to recommend, when you do post your videos onto Facebook, don't go and upload it to YouTube and then put in the YouTube link into Facebook. Facebook and YouTube kind of compete with each other for video stuff. So Facebook gives you a little bit more value on your videos if you just upload it directly into Facebook. They're kind of, I don't know, selfish that way, I guess. But that's just a great way to do it. So when I upload my videos, I'll upload a video directly to Facebook, and I will do a separate one directly to YouTube. But YouTube does have royalty-free music that doesn't get flagged in Facebook, but the iMovie stuff does. Now, another thing that you can do is just do like a little fade to black. All I did was hit the little button that says fade in from black, and it can fade out. And I'm just going to click done here. And so what you'll be able to see is when it goes to play, you'll see it kind of subtly fade in from black. So it wasn't dramatic, but it just starts black and then kind of has a little fade to it. And the same way when it ends, it just kind of fades out at the end a little bit. And I think you can you double click on that? Maybe not. I guess not. Okay, so those are some things that you can do when you want to dress it up. The other thing is if you want to get, I caution people to use special effects of any sort, but if you want to give some vintage look, on the very far bottom button, you see 3 little dots. It's kind of like a little color wheel or color palette. It's right below the word delete. If you click on that, you've got, kind of like some filters that you would see on Instagram or even in Facebook. So maybe I do a little silent era type of video, and I'm just clicking on each little clip, and I'm just changing it to silent era, scrubbing through. Oops, I accidentally did something, so I want to make sure I accidentally made that clip too short. I got click happy there. And then this one, maybe I'm going to do one more on the silent era, so that when I go to play it, you can see it just kind of gives that old weathered look to it, puts in a few little pops and cracks. Maybe go and find some Scott Joplin music to put behind it or something. I don't know. But anyway, you can do that sort of thing. I'm going to undo those. And I'm going to just click that back to normal. And the other thing that you can do, let me make sure I've got them all back to where I want them to be. The other thing you can do is you can add text over your clip. And the way you do that is just click once on the item, click the T for text, and now iMovie has some text features and things like that. If you really want some more, I guess more bang for your buck, there's another app called Vont, that what you can do is just edit your movie here, export it out, and then use a different app to put in titles. And I've never really used it, but here, just for sake of just using iMovie, I'm just going to just put in some motivation text here. So I'm just going to choose one. I'm going to click on one, and then you'll see it puts just some sample text over the top. And if you look at the very bottom where the editing tools are, one says centered, and then another one says lower. So what that's going to do is put the text in the lower corner, a lower third of the video. Now, it's kind of a light colored video there, and the white text is kind of hard to see a little bit. So I can come over and I should be able to do some colorization to it. I'm not going to spend time doing that. So I'm just going to choose a thicker font and click lower. There it is. Nope, I don't want that one. I just want one that just has regular. There we go. And to edit that text, all I do is I just click on it, and it gives me the ability to type in some stuff. And I'm just typing incorrectly. I'm typing power up. So you should be able to see that slowly come in. Power up comes up, stays on till the clip, and then kind of fades out. Now, you can only put one title per clip. So let's say this next one, I want to have one title appear and then a different one appear. What I can do is I can just go in and split this clip like I did before, but I'm going to leave both of them in there. But I can put a title over this one and a different title over this one. And so let me see, what one did I choose? I can't remember. Was it standard? No. Prism? Yeah. And, oh, I didn't want that one. Maybe it's this one. There it is. Power up. Maybe this one says push hard. And my thumb is trying to type here. Push hard. Maybe my next one, I put in dig deep. And for the last one, I am trying to click on that. There it goes. Boy, that took a bit. Let's say I say play hard. So anyway, I'm going to go back, click on that, and you'll see power up, push hard, dig deep, and play hard. Something to that effect. You can do, you know, you can make up your own. I'm sure you can come up with different things. I'm just kind of making this up on the spot. And so that's all you do. I mean, for creating a little video like that. In a moment, I'm going to show you how to use some photos. But when you're done with it and you like it and you played it, you can just click done. It will tell you to name it. So all I did was it left it as my movie. I'm just going to click on that and just rename it. Power up. Click done. And if I want to go back and edit this project, all I click is the button that says edit. If I want to save this one, all I do is I click the button that's on the very bottom next to the trash can, and that's where I save it. And I'm going to tell it to save the video, which is on the very bottom there. I'm going to click on save video, and then there's quality. You want to save it as your HD quality. So, and if you've got your phone faced with the different way of the camera, your HD quality will even be the 1280. Mine's 720 at HD quality. I would click that and it will export that. So I can go and then use it in that program called Vont, or upload it to YouTube and add audio to it or whatever. Okay, so that's one project where you can do with video. And I saw some text come through in a moment, so I'll go and answer those in a second. If you wanted to do kind of the same effect that some of the people were doing last week with Ripple or with Pick, Play, Post, where they were adding just some photos, I'm going to create a new project here. I'm going to click movie. And here I am going to go in and pick some, let me go into the media, go into my moments here. Let's see if it will allow me to get to my, I guess it's not going to let me get into my photos the way I thought it would. Let me see if I can get in there. I had a boatload of photos that I was about ready to do, but I don't think I'll have them here. Recently added. Okay, so just for this, let's see. I do want to choose, because our video is side to side, I'm going to just choose a few things here. Let's see. I don't know. Thanks for your patience on this, people. Let's see. Do I have any favorites in here? All right. Let's say I'm making a goofy one on. I'm just making this up. Just some family one. So all I'm doing is clicking on each one. You can see a little check mark going in there. And let's say this is all about family, fun, and team. Okay, so I'm going to create movie with my photographs. And by the way, I can create a movie. I can add any clips. Like I had that movie going with the videos that I was doing of the workouts. I could add still photos in there too, because what iMovie does is they put in an effect they call a Ken Burns effect. Some of you may know Ken Burns from his documentary things on PBS. But what you'll see is it will automatically put in and just put motion to the clips as you go along. See how that works? And it automatically put in some transitions. Okay. And so I can put titles on it just like I did before. But what you can do is click on a clip. And at the very beginning, maybe I want maybe I want the picture of my parents to be, let's see. I should be able to click on that. I don't want it there. There we go. What I can do is where I want that to start. Maybe I want it, I'm pinching on the photo directly on the top there. So maybe I'm starting with my folks right there. They're going to love me for that one. And then at the end, the very last clip, I have it come to where and I'm actually just pinching with 2 fingers. And there's actually some keys, some prompts that it's given you where you pinch to the position at the end. So what I'm going to do is now when I click play, it goes from there and kind of zooms out with the dog. I'm going to do the same thing with Hillary here. I'm going to start off with bingo and some sort of pile of hair. And then at the end, I'm going to come back and be zoomed out with her kind of laughing because he's got a little pinch there. Next one, I'm going to zoom in with me being wild and crazy and tapping on it, and it zoomed all the way out. Now this one with the cat worked out just fine by itself, and this one worked out fine by itself. And this one, I'm going to zoom in on me and Hillary at the beginning, and at the end, it's just a full shot of Moraine Lake. So I can do that. So when you click play, and you can make these as short or as long as you want. Kind of cool to put a little motion to your pictures though, huh? You can add music to it, etc. I'm going to click pause. If I wanted to take this picture, I just click on it, and maybe I don't want it to be as long. So I can click on it and just drag it a little shorter. And all I did was click my thumb on one of those yellow bars. If I want to click on any of the transition squares in the middle, I certainly can do that. So just so you can see a couple of what they look like. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. This one a little bit shorter just for demonstration purposes. So when I go to play these, and I'll do one other one, let's see, maybe that one, so that you can see what the different transitions look like. Fade to black. Little swipe. Should be double bars of some sort. Nope, that was a fade to black as well. Cross dissolve. Okay, so you got some different things, and you can click on any one and just click on the text button, and just like we did before, you can type in text to go over the top of it. You can click on audio and add audio to it. You can click on colorization. Why would I colorize? That would just be a shame to take a gorgeous lake like that and put it in black and white. Anyway, that is what you can do with iMovie. And once again, once you're done with it, all you do is click done. And you can name that movie. Or if I'm like, oh, I want to add a few more pictures or swap them out, I can click the edit button, come back in there, click here. Maybe I want to delete something. And maybe I want to put in, I hit the plus sign and put in a different photo where I can come in and maybe pick, I don't know, some wild and crazy one with me doing like chair pose out of the clear blue, because that just seemed to be like a crazy thing to do. Anyway, that is pretty much it with iMovie. There's a lot of other things that you can do with it, but I'm going to tell you what, the more bells and whistles, the longer your projects are going to be. Not the longer your project, but the longer amount of time that it's going to take you to do that. And if your goal is just, I want to just get something up and get fancy, that's a great way to do it. And I haven't looked at, if I click on, let me see, if I click on projects, if I click on plus and I click on the word trailer, I think you can choose different type of themes. So I'm just clicking the play button here, and then what it will do is it gives kind of a little intro. And let me hit create now. And now you can come in and click a little title screen stuff. You can play around with all of that. That goes beyond my little training for tonight. But that's how I use iMovie for creating some videos. Now, I use the desktop app, the iMovie app on my computer a lot. But this is the way to do it on your iPhone. Very, very simple. And once again, you can do the whole thing. What does it look like when you go to do a project here? When it's sideways, I'm going to click the edit button. You can see that all of the tools are in the same spot. I mean, the tools are just over on the different sides there. And you just get just the options just look a little bit different, but it's the same deal. Maybe it just gives you a better, bigger preview of what it looks like. I probably should have done the whole training this way. Oh, well. I'm going to go over to the questions, see what you have here on for our call tonight, and see what we've got here. Let me hear this. Oh, let's see. I've got to get to, where's my chat? I'm going to stop the share for a second, and I'll come over if I need to share stuff again. All right. Let's see. Yeah, copyrighted music. Watch out for that. Watch out for that stuff. Back when I was doing videos, way back when, I bought a lot of copyrighted music because I was making movies for weddings and stuff like that. So, or videos for weddings. So that was, I have kind of a library. I kind of have a little leg up on that. But if you were to Google copyright-free music, there's some sources out there. And I think Shalene's, some classes I've taken with her, she's given some resources, but I can't quite remember them. But if you are wanting to find a bank of those and wanting to use them, let me know. The one thing I have not figured out yet is when I create some copyright free music on my laptop, how to get it over onto my phone so I can access it. I can put it in a Dropbox, but iMovie doesn't seem to want to grab it out of Dropbox for whatever reason. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. So if you're watching this on recording, if any of you guys know, please let me know how I can do that. Otherwise, what I've been doing is creating some videos, and I'll, just if I quick do it on my phone from somewhere, I either leave the audio out, or I do some, talking over it, or I just bring it into my laptop later and add the audio that way. So let's see, what else do we have? Facebook jail, yeah, been there many times. Yep, computer. I find it to be a lot easier, but a lot of people are on their phones nowadays. You guys saw me post some pictures when I was out. I mean, I couldn't wait to get some of these videos out when I was at the dog park. And so literally while I'm driving it, I was a passenger in the car, I wasn't driving. But while my dad was driving us along the way, I was on my phone. I quick listened to a couple of the interviews I did with people at the dog park, and I did a few little things. I assembled it all in iMovie, and then I actually uploaded it to Facebook while we were on the road. So you can do things like that. You don't have to do fancy highlight reels with all this fancy music in there. While you're doing a move, you can talk your way through a move and saying, you know what, this is really a butt kicker today, this is going, but here's how you can do it. Just make sure you got this good posture, make sure that you're holding your plank right, and keep going, rock on. And you can just say some stuff like that, talk people through whatever the move you're doing. And people love that stuff. You can share your story. And that's one of the main things we've been talking about is really sharing your story. It doesn't have to necessarily be a slideshow or a highlight reel of your trip. It can be a powerful message that you learn from your personal development, what it means to you. It can be a real heartfelt story of a struggle that you're having, and asking people, have they felt that way too? Or how you figured out a way to do something. And made a change in your life. Some of us used to smoke. How did we get through that? How did we quit? Live videos we can do, walking around the neighborhood, and you can just record stuff and then splice your thoughts together in different scenes a little bit later, so your message comes across. A lot of times I end up babbling a long time, and I'm like, okay, I thought I made a 2-minute video and it was 8 minutes. Nobody's going to sit and watch 8 minutes, so I need to cut it down. So that's where you can, if you got the laptop, way cool. But I know a lot of people just have their phone. They recorded it with their phone. You've got the editing software right there. Boom, you can get it done and get it uploaded right quickly without having to do all the import and change it over. So any other questions, guys, before we head out tonight? Did you find this helpful? Okay, way cool. Now, by raising of hands, how many of you think you'll try iMovie out? Oh, wow. Okay. That's way cool. That's way cool. Because I know that there's other apps out there that just make it, bam, get it done and you're out. And, I know time is of the essence. But if you want something to maybe look like you put together like by a pro, you can certainly make it look that way. And iMovie is where I started with editing videos many years ago in version 1.0 when smartphones weren't even out. I know it sounds like a real old long time ago, right there. Yeah. Okay, everyone, you guys have yourself a great time, a great week. If you found this valuable, share it along. I'm going to make this video public. So appreciate all of you and all we do to help change the lives of others and inspire people. You absolutely rock. Have yourself a great week. Let's rock on Success Club and help as many people we can this month. Good night, everyone.